What's going on YouTube? It's Ben, and you already know you're on the channel where we talk about recruitment, staffing, business, entrepreneurship, all sorts of startup talk. If you like those kind of topics, be sure to become a subscriber by hitting the subscribe button right now, and I would definitely love you for that. So smash the like button as well for those of you who have already subscribed. I appreciate you very, very much. So today is going to be a video that was inspired by a conversation I was having with a good friend. I've done a couple videos like this, but basically this one's going to contain some different content, maybe a few different angles you haven't thought about, and some things that I really think you should know. So this is basically starting a recruiting agency, 4 things that I really think you should know or think about at least before you get into it, right? So the first and foremost thing is patience is a virtue. Now you could apply this to a billion different things, but I absolutely 100% can tell you from personal experience that patience is an absolute virtue when you're starting any sort of business, definitely in recruiting, and for many reasons, right? So overall, let time do its thing, right? So, over time, we learn, we progress, we get better. Let time do its thing when you start up your recruiting agency. This will happen naturally. You're going to learn things from people, from experiences, and all that sort of stuff. You're learning the entire time, right? So whether it takes you a month or 2 months to get your first client conversation going, relax for a minute. Just let time do its thing. Patience is a virtue. You absolutely need to understand this before you just get super, like all in your head within a week if you don't get a client conversation going on. Because it could take you up to 2 months, could take you even 3 months to get a conversation going. My story's a lot different. You all know that if you've been following this channel, but ultimately for someone that's just starting from scratch, learning the ropes, just kind of putting the pieces together, this thing could take a little bit. But at the same time, you're calibrating your techniques, your tactics, your approach. You're getting better the entire time. So your emails are going to get better. Your conversations are going to get better. Closing clients and all that. It's all going to get better. So let time do its thing. Patience is a virtue. The second thing I would say is learn from others. Learn as much as you can. Learn from others. Learn from me, from this video, from this channel, right? From other channels. Learn from Facebook groups. Learn from mentors, people who have been there, done it before you, and can tell you exactly what to do before you make a mistake that they've made, right? Learn from books. Learn however you learn best, right? But just learn. Know that when you get into this thing, you're going to need to take in a ton of information. You're not only going to be a sponge, you're going to be like 10 times a sponge. You're going to need to take in so much information in a really quick period of time. You're going to need to figure out how to digest that and just kind of go with the flow at the same time, right? So you're learning on the job. That's what entrepreneurship is. You're learning on your own pace, on your own job. You create your own learning, and so you're not being taught in school, right? That's not what entrepreneurship is about. You're learning as you go, and that's really the ultimate thing that I can tell you. The other thing I could say is experience is ultimately going to be the best teacher. So the more you get going in your business, that's really going to teach you the most of what you're going to want to know. Experience is the ultimate teacher, and that's the only thing that can really show you the best tactics and techniques and things to do better. The next thing I would say that falls closely in line with this is get ready to think like an entrepreneur. Be prepared to think like an entrepreneur constantly, consistently, all the time. And get ready for this, and it's a whole new mindset. I've talked about this in other videos, so I don't want to beat a dead horse, but overall, know how to break through brick walls, okay? Know how to make the sacrifices, right? This is some of what I was talking to someone about really recently. Know how to make those sacrifices, know when to make them, know which ones to make, right? Do the things that are uncomfortable. In fact, just get used to being uncomfortable, right? Because everything that you should be doing, if you're making progress and you're doing good things, it should all be uncomfortable for you. You should be outside your comfort zone no matter what. So get used to being uncomfortable just in general. That's entrepreneurship. I'd say that if you're not being uncomfortable, you're not progressing and you're not doing anything. So just either go back to a 9-to-5 or start at a different time when you're ready to be uncomfortable. Get that whatever it takes mindset, right? Grant Cardone, right? Uncle G says whatever it takes, right? That's his whole thing. So whatever it takes, literally, does it take 2 hours on the phone with the IRS to figure out how your LLC is going to be structured, with your S Corp, how you need to tax yourself and what sort of salary you need to set up for yourself, and with your payroll company and how it's going to work, and the taxes and the contracting, and get ready to do whatever it takes. I mean, the sacrificing, just the changes you'll need to make. Just be prepared to think like an entrepreneur. And if you're not, rethink things, all right? The last one I want to go into is kind of philosophical, but just don't get fancy, okay? Just don't get fancy, like, please. Like, here's the deal. The only reason I say this is because there will come a time, if you're doing things right, that you're gonna have a $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 month, right, in gross revenue that you collect from clients. And just don't be fancy. Reinvest in your business. Reinvest in yourself. Just get better with that, right? Just don't fall into the trap of being like, oh, I'm so fancy. I'm going to buy this. I'm going to buy that. I'm going to do all this. I want to go down the whole talk about that, right? But I just want to say, just be you, be yourself, and know who you're going to be when you get to a certain level before you get to that level, right? I consider myself where I'm at right now, and I consider myself where I'm gonna be at and what I'm gonna do once I get to that level. I think about those things in advance. I anticipate what that will look like and what I will do with it. So don't get fancy, because you're not gonna be fancy. You're gonna be you, and you're just gonna be making a ton of revenue, hopefully, if you're doing everything right. So those are 4 items that I wanted to give you guys that you should definitely be prepared to know, think about, understand, ponder, whatever, before you start your recruiting agency. Honestly, or most businesses in general, but definitely recruiting agency, because we're on this channel, right? So smash that subscribe button if you're not a subscriber already, please. And hit the like button just for good measure, because it's Sunday. So I will catch you guys on Monday. I hope you're prepped for an awesome week ahead. I know I am. So let's kill it, and I will catch you guys on Monday. Take care.